And the first person I'm going to introduce is also the Vice President of the International American Indian Movement. He's from Coastal River First Nation in Canada. He's the chief there. They have chiefs on there. They don't have tribal chairmen, they have chiefs. And this young man was labeled an economic terrorist by the Canadian government because he's always out there on the front lines trying to make sure that the issues facing Native people up there. One of the recent ones is over just in the Winnipeg area alone. In the Winnipeg area alone, there's been over 50 rapes and murders of young Indian women. And he keeps that issue alive up there.
Yes.
And so I'd like to at this time introduce the Vice President of Grand Governing Council, Coastal River Anishinaabe First Nation Chief, Terrence Nelson.
Miigwech, Bashko David Keystone XL Pipeline do them. We think in the day. Honestly, CB in the winter. I'd like to thank you this morning for coming out. I know it's a little chilly, probably a little bit colder up from where we're at. But I think one of the things that is pretty clear here is that the Occupy Minnesota, the Occupy Wall Street phenomena, the things that are going on in the United States as a result of the economic situation here in the United States is pretty clearly one of the most dangerous things that the government and the banks and everybody else sees as people questioning. They question now this idea that money rules everything. And many years ago, a man named Pat Dunphy was talking to me. He was a soldier in North Africa. He fought against Rommel, and he was talking to me about money. He said, I guess 3 days into the battle, when they were battling in North Africa, he said they ran out of food, they ran out of water, and in the end they were facing defeat, and they were going to starve, and their water was gone. And he looked in his wallet, and he had a whole bunch of money. They had gotten paid, and he said, money can't buy you water. It can't buy you food. And, they were starving, the soldiers. So he said to me that you have to understand money. You have to understand that money is just an IOU. It's a government that prints money. They print that money, and they enslave people with money. Money is most of us will work all of our lives for money. The rich people, the people who have money, they make money work for them. And it's one of the things that we have to understand about this whole situation. We've been enslaved by this money. Every time you go to the gas station, you're now paying over $3 and something for a gallon of gasoline. Every one of us is enslaved, trapped, hostage by the system that makes us pay money into the government. And I think one of the things, the biggest danger that the United States now faces, it is now gotten to the point in the United States where they have over $14 trillion worth of federal debt. I'm called an economic terrorist. Been called an economic terrorist because I deal with economics. I've learned that the way to stand up and do things, correct things, is to understand how we get enslaved by money, how we get enslaved by the economics. This is what I said in May of 2005, a 2-page article, and I've handed it out to as many people as we can. It was called The New Reality. That was done in 2005. It says I'll read you just the two paragraphs that I wrote in May of 2005. It says, in 2001, the United States economy was extremely healthy with 128 billion surplus and expected 5.6 trillion worth of surpluses for the next 10 years. Within 4 years, the bright economic forecast had become a far different reality. In 2004, United States deficit was 412 billion. Public debt was pegged at 43 trillion. Federally, U.S. debt was 7.7 trillion, and in 2005, the expected deficit was 427 billion. On average, 2 billion daily increase in debt. By far, the United States is the world's biggest economy, 15 times larger than the Canadian economy, but no one expects the United States can maintain its current debt load. Even at the current low interest rate, it requires 80% of all money borrowed at the World Bank just to cover